That morning, I was driving also, stopped at a traffic light just for a moment when my attention was drawn to the car in front of me. The license plate was this, 458 XLM. I have the habit, when I'm not doing something more productive, of asking myself, I wonder what that stands for. And so the first thing I do is I look at the numbers and say, okay, what verse in the Bible do I might know that's either a 458 or a 45:8? And so I thought about that and thought, well, that doesn't ring a bell. I'll look it up later. But then I looked at the acrostic, and I do reverse acrostics. What could that stand for? Well, this was an easy one. On all the license plates I say, when I see an X, that's Christ. It's from the Greek Christos. It's the first letter of his name anglicized. And so this is Christ, and the LM was easy also. Christ loves me. And I thought, well, that's a pretty cool license plate. And as I started thinking about it more and more, I thought to myself, man, I know the ultimate license plate for me. It would be 633, here it is, 633, Christ loves me. 633 because I think Matthew 6:33 is just a wonderful verse. Seek first God's kingdom and his righteousness, and he'll take care of everything else in your life. And so I thought, that's pretty cool. And I asked myself, I wonder if that license plate is taken. I don't know. And then I went off for the rest of the day until that evening when I went to Fall Frenzy. Now, flash forward to my drive home from Fall Frenzy. I'm passing the Home Depot not too far from this campus. I'm on Dupertail, about to turn on Kennedy for my quick stop home. And the last second before I turn, a dark van pulls in front of me, so much so that it takes me out of my routine driving because I'm thinking about something else. And I notice, can you see what's going to happen here? I notice, because of the dark all of a sudden pulls in just before I go, I notice his license plate. It is 633 XLM. And I go, as I'm talking to the Lord now, shaken out of whatever I was thinking about, I thought, first of all, well, I guess that settles that. That license plate is taken. These are not necessarily in the order of my emotional response. Another response was to look up while I'm driving and go, how do you do that? Okay, now here's some assumptions from that whole day as I'm thinking through the day. Okay, first assumption is I freely chose to think about that license plate earlier in the morning. I know he stimulated me with XLM, okay? But I thought about 633. I don't think he was like saying, 633 XLM. He knew it was coming later. No, I don't think that was it. I freely chose that thought. Secondly, I freely chose to leave the Fall Frenzy when I did. Oh yeah, there was a lady there who was, when I was talking to the principal, said, there's a Honda Civic parked inappropriately. And I thought, whoa, I own a Honda Civic. I wonder if that's mine. So I thought, well, I better go check it out. However, I didn't right then. I wandered around for a little while, greeted some people, and then went out on my own choice, chose my own time to leave to find my Honda Civic, and yes, it was the one parked inappropriately. Okay, that's another story. Okay, so that's the whole thing, but I left when I wanted to. Third, I assume, from what I know about license plates, that's the only one in the state with that number. That's my assumption. I don't think there's a bunch of them out there. Fourth assumption, I assume that the driver of that van freely chose to do whatever he or she wanted to do. They were at Walmart or someplace visiting a relative. I don't really know. I don't assume it was driven by like an undercover angel that the Lord says, hey, do this. I assume it was another person, another free agent who just happened to be there. And here's the point, to think about the timing. If that van had been another 100 feet this way or 100 feet this way, which is a matter of a couple seconds, if there had been a stoplight that had changed, if some decision had been different, if I had gone a little faster, a little slower, if that person had stopped at Walmart for one more thing or just paused or didn't pause, the thing wouldn't have happened. So there's this myriad of details that come together to make that event happen. It was an awesome administrative masterpiece. How does he take all those moving parts and put them in such a way that he blesses us? And I just have to pray sometimes, how do you do things like that? I can't even imagine the details of a huge world, and I'm just one person, and yet you did that. The theological term for that is called providence. You can say it with me. It's a big word. Providence. It's not a word you necessarily need to know, but you need to know the concept behind it because that's what we're going to look at today.